In part two, we are going to try to locate anything that may remain from the old Creighton coal mine. I am currently standing in a very close proximity to where the old Creighton coal mine once was. With the coming of the Route 28 expressway, the coal mine, the houses, and pretty much everything from that era has been obliterated. Here we see the Tarentum side of the PPG property and the old Twindo factory. Looking toward Creighton from the Twindo factory, we see this massive empty expanse. This large empty field was once the PPG industrial complex. Standing in what was once the employee parking, looking across Freeport Road, the old Creighton mine was here. Now we see the Route 28 expressway. The field, the grassy field seen between Freeport Road and the Route 28 expressway is where houses once stood. Those former homesteads became casualties of modernization. Looking over the bank toward the rail lines, we see a concrete pier and some sort of structural metal. And in the background, toward the river, that large empty field. If you remember the black and white photo of the large, massive industrial complex, what you see today is all that's left of that complex. Again, the grassy remains of where houses once stood between the two roadways. But a reminder of those houses that once stood above Freeport Road is still evident. Notice what appears to be a concrete barrier. But the concrete form is not a barrier. It's the former steps that led to the houses that once stood above Freeport Road. I've parked my vehicle in the former PPG parking lot, the employee parking lot. I'm currently standing at the intersection of Freeport Road, Bailey's Run Road, and Ferry Street. The Route 28 Expressway has removed any trace of the old Creighton mine. Our hope now is to walk the tracks toward Tarentum in search of any remains of the former tipple and the walkways as seen from the old photos. 2 targets ahead have been spotted, and we can positively identify this structural metalwork as part of the old tipple from its position in the empty field and its position in relation to the bank where the old employee parking lot used to be. Here on the bank, we see the structural I-beams embedded in concrete and the concrete pier. The Creighton coal mine would have been directly beyond this point and on the opposite side of Freeport Road. The tipple ruins that we have just found are indicated here on this old photo. And just beyond the tipple was the manway where employees would have parked on the bank, walked across the manway over the tracks, and directly into PPG. This is all that remains of the former manway. As indicated in this old photo, we have located the base of one of the concrete supports along the railroad tracks. The empty field where an entire industry grew. The base and foundation support for the tipple members. The old mine where a major highway now sits. So let's now see if we could find something of the manway that once led employees into the old Twindo factory. The old Twindo factory is to our right. Greco's scrap metal is to our left. Notice the large number of side tracks to the right of the main line. These would have been storage tracks. Empty cars waiting to be filled with coal, or filled cars waiting to be brought into the plant. Somewhere between this old rail signal and Greco's scrapyard Hopefully, we will find some evidence of the Twindo manway. I cannot confirm it, but the metal framework on the hill, on the bank, was the foundation for the Twindo walkway. These metal pipes entombed in concrete may or may not have had anything to do with the Twindo manway.